Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty and I'm bringing you another episode of our Globetrotter challenge. If you are not part of the Raven family but want to be part of the Raven family, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that it does notify you when new episodes go live on the channel. So as you can see, we are here with our girl Piper, and she is caught in a little bit of a storm. So we are just going to head her into the tent so that hopefully she doesn't get struck by lightning, because, well, that would suck. So she is just going to go ahead and head herself in here. We are going to sell some things out of her inventory that she has dug up in the sand and see if we can get her some money. And then after we figure out how much money she has, hopefully we can go ahead and start building her a little bit of a structure here. In Sulani, I do want to go ahead and build her a little bit of a structure. That way she has a little bit better shelter than this tent. In Mount Komorebi, we know that she had just her little shack for the majority of the time, but here, now that she's on this island, I think, especially considering she's on the water and we have these massive thunderstorms and the volcano that she has to worry about, we want her to have an actual structure. So let's go ahead and build her a structure here with this money. There we go. So Piper officially has herself 4 walls and a roof, and so she is able to go ahead and go in there if she needs to. I didn't have a whole lot of money, so I wasn't able to put anything on the outside or even any wallpaper or any coloring on the inside. It literally is just 4 walls. But she's going to go ahead and just clean up. But she was on the phone with Roman, as you can see, and he said he loves hearing her voice, and it was so nice hearing from her. So as you can see, she is missing Roman now that she is out here on this stranded island by herself, and so she is spending her time calling him. But she's just going to go out here and get a little bit of a swim. In a thunderstorm, Piper, do you really think that's the best plan? She's like, well, probably not the best plan, but, you know, in the scheme of plans, you know, swimming is really all she has to do out here. Oh, but it does look like someone wants to purchase the beanie toy that she created when she was on Mount Komorebi. So we're going to go ahead and get her out of the water and over here selling that. So come over here and ship that on Plopsy, and that is going to allow us to put a little bit more things in your little shack there that we have built you, which we freaking love. We are slowly going to collect money here from her combing the beach looking for items, and as we come across more funds, then obviously we will put more things in the house. She does need to get a suntan. I don't think that's happening today with the way the weather's going, and we need to earn gold on a kava party, and she needs to eat a coconut. So at some point today we will go out and we will scavenge the island and see if we can find some coconuts. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but she has playful from a funny conversation, controlled emotions, grill mastermind, fresh air, home sweet home, but she's also been bitten by a crab while she was unfortunately digging for things. So she's like, okay, that freaking hurt, and I'm really sorry, but she's also chilled due to the air. I can't keep her in her warm clothes because every time I try, she just keeps wanting to change into her bloody bathing suit. Probably because we're on an island, I would presume that is the case. But go ahead and get your ass in the tent, and maybe you will, want to stay there and not get yourself wet. And she's like, probably not. Yeah, I agree. This girl is definitely feeling the swimming out here. She is loving it. I don't really feel comfortable with the fact that she's just wanting to swim all the time, because the weather here is absolutely ridiculous. It has done nothing but thunderstorms since we have arrived, and I just don't feel that it's safe. Please get your ass out of the water, comb the beach for some things, and then maybe go over here and go fishing. I think it is a little bit safer for you if you're not in the water. It's probably not any safer if you're standing next to the water. It's probably not safe at all, no matter where you're at. But in my mind, I feel like it's safer if she is out of the water. So get your ass out the water. We're going to go ahead and just comb the beach and see if we can find some things. She seems to be pretty lucky when it comes to finding seashells in the sand here, and so that has helped us with our funds greatly. So we're just going to keep getting her to do that, and I keep trying to get her to put warm things on because she keeps getting chilled, and she instantly puts herself back in to her bathing suit. She just dug up some earbuds. So we'll sell those for 220 simoleons, which brings us to 242. So we will be able to get some things out of that. And then we'll have her, after she is done with that, go ahead and go to the washroom because she does need to use the loo. She is scared from the thunderstorm. She's like, oh my god. And of course, right back into her bathing suit. Piper, what do you like? It is winter. It is cold today because of the storm, and yet you want to freeze your ass off. Okay. We'll go ahead and use the bathroom here. That is perfectly fine. Look at her laugh. She is feeling really playful. I mean, we know that she likes to be outdoors. I guess the thunderstorm isn't scaring her too bad. We'll go ahead and get her this little shower here so that she can take care of her needs that way. And we may even have enough money for a nice bed. So we'll get rid of this cardboard, and now she has herself a nice bed. And now we can go ahead and decorate the indoors a little bit because I think we have enough money for some paint. So let's go ahead and bring this place together and make it look a little bit more like a home. Just like that, Piper officially has herself a one-room shack. It has all of the amenities that she is going to need: a fridge, a sink, a toilet. She doesn't have a shower quite yet. We still need to get her a little bit of money for a good shower, but she can shower in the rain, and we know that she isn't against doing that. She does have the grill so that she can go ahead and grill herself up, and we know that she's a grill master, so she does love doing the grilling, so she can cook that way. She doesn't necessarily need an oven. Gil is giving her a phone call wanting to know if he should go ahead and try to hook up with Grace because he has a bit of a crush, and she's like, yeah, you should totally go for that. So we are just cleaning up ourselves and some dishes here, and then I am going to have her go ahead and just continue to wash up, brush her teeth, and things of that nature. It will get her hygiene up a little bit since she doesn't have a shower right now. I didn't want to necessarily get her the bucket just because it doesn't really fit with kind of what we're going here. I guess we could, but I wanted to save up our money until we could get her one that was a little bit better. She is just going to have herself a quick nap here, and then she will go ahead and check the mail that has been delivered, and it looks like we have some bills. So we will go ahead and save up some money for that, because now that we have just gone ahead and given ourselves a shack, we don't have enough money for bills. So we will go ahead and comb the beach for some more seashells and see if we can get some money that way. And then we will also do a little bit of fishing. Hopefully we will go ahead and find some good things so that we can get some more money, because we just spent everything that we had to go ahead and build ourselves a little abode here. But she is like, well, you know what? It's so totally worth it, because I totally needed something other than a tent. And it does look like we have ourselves a little bit of an overcast day, but the rain has stopped for now, which we freaking love, because honestly, I was really getting tired of the rain. It looks like she did find herself a shell, so we will be able to go ahead and sell that and get us a little bit of money. Like I said, she does have pretty good luck with this combing the beach for the goodies, so we love that. Oh, and it looks like we have ourselves a welcome wagon that has come along over here to welcome us, so we will go ahead and invite them in, and we will meet our neighbors. I typically wouldn't participate in that, but because we do need to have ourselves a gold kava party, they have brought kava over, and I believe when they leave, they'll leave that bowl behind, and so then we will have us a kava bowl so that we can actually throw ourselves a kava party later. So if we have met some neighbors, we will have some people that we can invite over for a kava party, which will make our life a little bit easier in the future. So we will go ahead and get to know our neighbors and get ourselves a free kava bowl here, which will be perfect for our future needs. So let's go ahead and invite them in, just get to know them, have ourselves a little bit of a drink here, and spend some time getting to know our neighbors. So she's just going to introduce herself. Hello there, I am Piper. I'm new to the area. Obviously, I didn't know there was anybody on this island other than me, and they're like, well, we aren't actually on this island with you. You're actually the only one on this island, but we are just on the next island over, and we wanted to come over and introduce ourselves to you. It's not every day someone moves into this island, so we thought that, we would just come over and say hello, and she is just saying hi to them. It looks like she is learning about their their traits here. And it looks like she is a proper celebrity, which typically, I guess, most people would be, kind of shocked about that, but not our girl Piper. She's not bothered at all. She's just like, hey, how are you? She's like, whatever, I don't care that you're famous. It doesn't bother me one bit that you're a celebrity. I could care less. We're on a remote island. Your celebrity status means shit to me. So she is just going ahead and getting to know Brittany, and she is, just talking to them and explaining that, yeah, I was in Mount Komorebi before, and then I decided that I wanted to come out here. I think this island is absolutely beautiful. I'm just trying to, travel around the world and get to know the people in the local places and try the different foods, and I just really like to travel, and so I'm just making my way around, and this is my, next stop, and I'm only here for a short period of time. And they're like, oh, well, how long are you here for? And she's like, only for a couple of weeks. And they're like, well, you built a home. And she's like, well, I mean, I did, but I had to have somewhere to stay, and I mean, I realized that I did build a place, but it's just a temporary little dwelling place. And they're like, oh, okay. So she is just going ahead and explaining, kind of what she's about and all of that to these ladies here. And they're just getting on here a little bit, and she is explaining to them how she loves fitness and she loves the water and swimming, and how it just means so much to her that this place is so beautiful, and, how she's been really enjoying the water so far. And they're like, you've been swimming in this weather? And they're like, that's pretty ballsy. And she's like, well, I have to take advantage of it, because honestly, I just, it's beautiful out here, and it's not every day you're gonna get to come to Sulani. And they're like, yeah, but honey, it's winter, and between the storms and the volcano, like, you're just asking for trouble. And she's like, well, true, but I'm only going to be here for 2 weeks time, and then I'll be moving on, so I am going to, make the most of it. And they're like, well, okay, I suppose that's admirable. And so she is just, very confident right now in her conversation with them, and in herself, and in what she is doing with her time. And she doesn't really seem too bothered by the fact that they think she's kind of off her rocker a little bit in what she's doing, because I think they're probably thinking to themselves, who moves from place to place to place, sets up a temporary dwelling place, and that doesn't make any sense, because they're the locals here. They probably have been here their whole lives. And she's just like, well, this is the life that I've chosen for myself. That being said, she is, in a relationship with Roman, and she does miss that relationship that she has with him. I think that, yes, these ladies have come around and they've introduced themselves to her, and they're spending some time getting to know her. And while she appreciates the socialization and, getting to know new people, I think that, she has bonded with Roman, and I think she does miss him. And, you can tell that by the fact that every chance she gets, she does ring him up. And so I think she's definitely missing that dynamic and that relationship that she built in Mount Komorebi with him. And so I do think that she's probably going to want to call him round to come visit her pretty soon. And hopefully, we'll see that dynamic, and hopefully that relationship, will be able to sustain this distance, and we'll see what Sulani brings for that relationship as well in this episode. So she is like really, really tired, but this welcome wagon is still just dragging on, and she's like, I really just need some rest, and she's wanting to go have herself a little bit of a nap outside. But if you notice, it is once again out here storming, and she's like, are you kidding? I can't catch a break. It is constantly storming out here. And they're like, yeah, well, that's what it does here in Sulani in the winter. It rains and storms a lot. And she's like, I wish I had known that. I would have planned to come in a different season. And they're like, yeah. Oh, look, her girl got struck by lightning. Oh, that's great news. So it is a little bit later in the evening. It is around 9 o'clock in the evening. And they had come back around, and this time they have brought her food. And as you can see, she is just out here beachcombing again for seashells. She is like, I have got to come up with the money to go ahead and repair my grill. I need to pay some bills. There's a lot of things that she needs for her house currently, and she's like, I have got to come up with some money. And so she is just going to head over to the other island, and she's like, I was able to find a couple of things in the sand, but I'm gonna go to the other island. I'm gonna see if I can dig up some things and if I can harvest some things, and she's going to try to get some money that way, because she does need some funds, guys. She has had her grill now be struck by lightning, and we don't have the money really to fix that and pay the bills. We are short on funds, and so she desperately needs to make sure she can get some money, because otherwise she's not going to be able to grill anything to cook. Otherwise she'll be eating quick meals, and as we know, that will suffice for a short period of time, but then will be very upset if she has to eat quick meals all the time. So she definitely wants to fix that grill. As a matter of fact, fixing the grill would be very, very helpful for her, because it keeps her in a very happy mood. So she is just going to go ahead up here and dig this rock here, and then we'll also get her to harvest some of these plants on the island here and see if we can get anything good. So she is just going to hammer away here, and she's like, there's got to be something in here, and she is hoping that she comes up with something good. And it does look like she is getting some crystals, and we will just sell the things that she gets here for the money, because we desperately need that. The kava root that she harvests I will keep, because we will need that obviously for our kava party, but anything else that she gets I will go ahead and sell, unless we find her some coconuts, and then we'll keep that, because she will have to eat herself a coconut. but I don't think I have found any coconuts yet. I was looking around the island and those haven't been found quite yet. I did find some pineapples, but those are not ready to harvest yet. So we will just keep looking around. But once she is done harvesting the things that I did find, we will head her back over to her house and she can go ahead and, what's she doing? She's going to clean up the beach a little bit here. So as you can see, Piper is just on the phone with Gil here and they're talking, and she is in a really sad mood because she is alone on this island. She does miss Gil, her friend that she made. She misses Roman so very much. She did try calling Roman, but he was asleep. When it gets a little bit later in the day, I think that she is probably going to be calling him round so that he will come over to the island and visit her, because she is desperately missing his company. And I think she's just going to tell him, like, you know, I realize that it's a long trip, but like I am desperate for your attention and desperate to see you, and I really just want you to come over. Like, do you think maybe you could make the trip? And so she's called Roman and he said, I'm so glad to hear from you. I adore you. And so, you know, she's going to say like, hey, you know, I also, you know, feel the same, you know, will you come over, you know, and come hang out? So Roman is going to go ahead and come over and hang out with us, hopefully, and we'll be able to spend some time with him. She is just once again digging for some things in the sand here, and then she's going to go ahead and go to the washroom, and then we will give him a little bit of a call to see if he can come over, and then I'm going to go ahead and try getting her to sunbathe so we can check off that first task as our, like in our goals for our aspiration that we have to work on for the beach life aspiration here in Sulani. We desperately need to start working on that. We are only in Sulani for the season of winter, which is only 2 weeks long in my game. So we desperately need to start working on her goals here in the aspiration. So the first thing that she needs to do is get a suntan. It is a sunny day out today. It doesn't look like they're calling for rain. So we will desperately need to get her a suntan. So she's invited Roman over. He is going to be right over. And there he is. Well, that was the fastest that I've ever seen anyone come over. She is going to go ahead and get some sunbathing in, but we'll invite him in so that he can hang out with us. And she is just going to go ahead and get a little bit of sun, which we love. So she will have herself a nice golden tan, which will be great. And she's going to spend some time with her beau, which we absolutely love, because as we know, she is very sad right now. She missed him greatly. And so they will definitely spend a little bit of time together. I am sure that they will definitely want to take each other up on some romantic time together as a couple, now that they can do some woohoos in an actual bed and not a tent. So I'm sure that will be taking place in a short period of time here, because as we know, both of them are quite smitten with one another, and they haven't actually been in a situation where they've actually been able to be together in a actual home. They've always been in her tent, and neither one of them liked that situation. They both thought that, you know, it was mediocre at best because they didn't like messing around in a nasty tent. So I think that they will both enjoy that quite immensely. She is just going ahead and finishing up on her sunbathing here, and then we will go and talk to Mr. Roman. And she has gotten herself a nice bronze tan, and she is looking like a queen. Oh my goodness, look how dark she got getting that tan. She is looking like a golden bronzed beauty. I mean, wow. Look at the difference between her and Roman. So she is just going to go ahead and just try to, you know, talk to him a little bit. She is really sad, so he is going to have to cheer her up a little bit. She's just going to tell him, like, I really missed you. I'm so glad that you're here. And, do you love me? And he's like, of course I love you. And she's like, I love you too. I'm so glad that you're here. I didn't actually think you would come that quick. And he's like, of course I was going to come when you called. I told you before you left Mount Komorebi that as soon as, you got settled, that I was going to come and see you. And, we've been talking on the phone every single day, several times a day. And I was just waiting on you to tell me that you were ready for me to come on, down. And, now that you're all settled, like, of course I was going to come. And he's like, I just didn't want to get in your way because I knew you had a lot that you needed to do. And so they are obviously, super in love with one another. And she's like, I love you so much. So they are going to go ahead and have their very first woohoos in an actual bed. And so they are very happy. She's feeling very confident now. He has thoroughly cheered her up, which we knew he would. There wasn't really any doubt in my mind that he wasn't going to be able to get her out of her sadness and into a happier place. And now I'm sure that he's getting her into an even happier place. And they are having a really good time now. And she's just like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Both of them are using protection. She's on the pill. He used protection as well. So there should not be any babies on the way, which is good because, we are traveling the world here. But she is just going to tell him, like, I never realized how much I was going to miss you. Being here on this stranded island by myself made me realize how much that I've actually missed you. And I was just kind of wondering if maybe you wanted to move in with me and travel the world with me. And he's like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, Piper, I would absolutely love to do that. And she's like, are you serious? And he's like, yes, I'm serious. Of course I want to move in with you. I would love to travel the world with you. I love you. And she's like, oh my God. So these two are actually going to go ahead and move in together, and they're going to travel the world together. So this, you guys, is the journey that is going to now be going on with Piper and Roman together. They are going to travel the world together because they are super, super in love, and they want to travel the world together because they don't want to be apart anymore. And he's just going to flirt with her and just tell her, like, I really wanted to mention that to you in Mount Komorebi, but I didn't want to cross any lines because, I can tell that you're an independent person, but at the same time, like, I really hated to see you go, and I didn't want you leaving me behind. But, I'm so glad that you've mentioned this to me. And I hate that you had to go through being here on this island by yourself and that you were so lonely without me. But I am so glad that you came to this realization that you wanted me to join you on this journey. And I think our adventure is going to be amazing together. And Piper, I just want you to know that I really, really, really am extremely in love with you, and I actually could see us spending our lives together. And she's like, well, what exactly do you mean? And he's like, I mean that I could see us spending our lives together, like, forever. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, what I mean is that I think that you and I were meant to be together, and I could see us spending our lives together and growing old together and traveling the world together and being together always. And so I was just curious if perhaps maybe you might consider, if you love me, if maybe you might consider being my wife. And she's like, oh my God, were you serious? Are you serious? Yes, of course I will. Of course I'll be your wife. And so she said yes to his proposal, guys. And these two are now engaged to be married. And guys, I think, it has been a whirlwind of a romance with these two. They met in Mount Komorebi, and they were instantly smitten with one another. And, she found out after, they kind of quickly became girlfriend and boyfriend. There was an instant connection with them. And then he ended up somehow, getting, married, but then she was like, why are you doing that? And he's like, it just kind of happened, and she ended up breaking them up and saying, you know, if you want to be with her, that's great, but if you feel something for me, then I need you to, you know, let her go. And so he did for Piper. And so he left Nina Caliente for Piper to be with Piper because he had more feelings for Piper than he had for her. And they've been together inseparable ever since. And she's like, honey, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to grill us up some food. So guys, I think this is a good place to leave this off. I want to know what you guys think about Roman and Piper. What do you think about them living together and being engaged and traveling the globe together? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you are notified when new episodes go live. But Sulani has brought these two together in a permanent way, and they are now going to adventure and journey together. And I couldn't be more thrilled with the way that this has turned out for them. I think they are going to have a beautiful adventure together, and I can't wait to see what the rest of their story brings for them, and I hope you guys feel the same. So until the next time, I am going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.